What's up, rays of the sun? I hope you are ready to hear what I'm about to dish out today because it's a lot. So yesterday I did a video on Easter and how it was a resurrection but not through light, and how we are now in the end times and what the resurrection truly is and was, being Christmas Day, not Easter, but also what happened to Jesus. I did all that yesterday, right? Well, Pope St. Francis died yesterday on Easter, or today on Easter Day, right? On Easter Monday. That's a big deal, okay? These are end times kind of things that I'm going to talk about today. St. Francis dying on that. Not only that, though, I predicted that there was going to be a death within the Pope this year, but also when I did my 2025 predictions. And also, recently I undid the Sistine Chapel, not once, but twice, and revealed that it was one of the darkest portals. And what they did to Jesus, I talked about yesterday. Okay, so this is a big, big, big deal. Not only that, I told you about the prophecy of the red dragon the other day. And in my octaving the pyramids, I told you on day 5, I brought down so much sun rays through the pyramids, and San Andreas Fault said boom, boom, boom 3 times. And I told you it was going to burst soon, right? Like, I've been telling you this every day. Every day I've been showing up and telling you this. Now I want to show you some things because it's a big deal, you guys, what's been coming out. And it goes right along with my octaving the pyramids and all the work that I've been doing. And it's mind blowing. And, you know, when people can't see, it's because they're not to that level. Okay. So, like, how can we deny this? We truly can't, because it's amazing. So, let me show you these things, okay? We have on 13/13, which was this last full moon, Supreme Court was undone. That was part of undoing the darkness and El Diablo. And right before that, I talked about how this is a crown games, right? You are playing crown games. Who's really in charge, darkness or light of you? And you see, people stopped hearing me. I wonder why. It's okay, right? They can either hear the light or they don't. So I told you I was going to be octaving the planet within the pyramids. These are pyramids that I've activated, okay? Fiji, Indonesia, Myanmar, Machu Picchu, Budapest, Thailand, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and then the masculine, British Columbia, Ecuador, Kilimanjaro, okay, and more. So I told you I was going to be octaving those 11 days ago. I did a video about that. Well, those octavings are intense, okay? On day 5 was the prophecy of the red dragon that came through. And I shifted San Andreas Fault 3 times, with one being a very big boom. And it dealt with undoing Mount Shasta, which I did. It dealt with all this stuff. And I told you that was going to happen. San Andreas Fault will soon shift. Yeah. Check this out. Check this out. I told you San Andreas Fault would soon shift, okay? Then yesterday I saw this video. I didn't watch the video yet. I have not watched it. Emergency update. Identical conditions exist now. What the hell? That's not where I went to. Why you do that? So we have emergency update. Identical conditions exist now is when giant M9 earthquakes happen. Okay, so wait till you hear this. This is very important. I need you to hear everything I'm saying because I'm about to show you some more of my workshops that I've been doing. Yesterday was the 3 horses that came into the sky. Was big deal. That was day 9 of octaving the pyramids. Day 5 of octaving the pyramids, I brought it down through Fiji, Kilimanjaro, and it like totally shifted and killed off California. Like, San Andreas Fault shifted 3 times, one being an extremely loud boom. Now, as I'm doing the pyramid activations, which I'm about to show you some more of my workshops, I showed you day 5. As I'm doing those, I'm bringing the sun down through them. Sun and extreme rays. British Columbia had some strange lights the other day. And on day 8, I brought, wait till you see this, okay? I brought rays through there. And then people are actually seeing strange lights in the sky that were identical to the rays that I said. But let's listen to this first, okay? So on day 5, I told you, first of all, this is so exciting because yesterday I told you what Easter truly was. It was a false resurrection. It was done in darkness, and they stole Jesus' soul. And yesterday, or today, Easter, the Pope died. No coincidences. I also undid the Sistine Chapel 1 and 2, and those are on my channel. And what those really were was the darkest portal. We are in the end times. Like, how much more proof of the work that I do you need, right? Well, your shadow is going to convince you anything. But then again, we can't be duality anymore. So this is for those who can see, right? So let's listen to this.
Very serious situation currently developing with our sun, our space weather, and our terrestrial geophysics here on Earth, specifically as it relates to earthquakes, high magnitude earthquakes, giant magnitude 8+ earthquakes, which we are long overdue for. The last one occurred back in August of 2021. It's been about 3.5 years. Typically, we get a magnitude 8 or greater earthquake every single year. So we are overdue in a geologic sense. And when we look at the recent earthquake record...
You guys, it's echoing through my chakra bowls. Can you hear it? It is what it is.
And compare that to our imagery of the sun. They typically happen when there are large coronal holes on the earth-facing side of the sun, either in this center position like this one right here is, or slightly further in rotation in the geo-affected position. One of the reasons why is because these coronal holes emit high-speed streams out into the solar wind, the flow of charged plasma particles out into the interplanetary medium. And that interacts with the Earth geophysically. It works with the magnetic field, interacts with the plastosphere, the radiation belts which surround our planet, and then eventually with the ionosphere, our atmosphere, and even our lithosphere.
Yep. So I told you in my, which I know not all of you are doing my octavine, but I said in there, the sun is everything, okay? And who am I to take chunks of the sun and shove it through the pyramids? Well, I'm glad you asked, because in doing the return work, I cleared Mount Shasta, freed Jesus' soul, processed his death, undid the Holy Grail, battled with my own twin flame, activated all female pyramids, activated the Sphinx and the God portal, rebuilt a dormant chakra system for the Earth for 7D, processed my death of Atlantis, knew it was in Lake Titicaca, horrible battle with my DM and I, God married us, and then he ended up not making it a year later after battling for that soul, won that half of my soul back, brought down the blood of Christ, got a new walk-in DM, which has always been a battle against the Union, brought down the blood of Christ, undid the Holy Grail on Christmas Day, mind you, which was not of God, and that dealt with Easter yesterday. That's why I told you about that. Easter is not what you think it was. The true resurrection happened on Christmas Day, and I undid the Holy Grail, which is what they used in ritualistic spellcasting to steal his soul for Easter. Then, after I finished that part of the ascension, I changed the sun and the moon, started activating the masculine pyramids with my new DM, and then undid the Nile and got the soul fragments back from Sekhmet. And dun dun dun, Horus. Boom. And in that time frame, my new DM was able to take on the soul fragment of the rest, which my old DM was not, process the Earth's death, told you why Mount Shasta was cut off from life support, and Horus returned as well. And then I showed you again the Nile turns to blood dry. I regained my power back, cleared the crystal in the core of the Earth. So why do I have power to take chunks of the sun and shove them through the pyramids? If you watched all my videos, you might know it's not normal, and I'm not normal. Then I started undoing religion. I brought down all Christ light through the trees. And here's the Incas and Mayans' return, okay? These are important to understand. Then God said, enough, enough. The portal of the Nile is now. And I started birthing new Earth, which on day 1, God united my DM and I on one final level, which was Adam and Eve, put our feet in the core, and I started birthing new Earth, okay? Then I undid the Sistine Chapel, the Money Matrix, Sistine Chapel Part 1, which is where I freed the cherub angels from. undid the money matrix, undid the medical matrix, but YouTube banned it. It's on Patreon, and it's available in the Path to Righteousness, which is all the work that I did. Took us into the center of the eye, Return of Christ, Great Solar Flash Preparation, Eye of the Lotus, and then also in my 2025 predictions, I predicted the Pope leaving, bye-bye, Exodus of Egypt, the fires I predicted, a lot in here, okay? And it's happening, like literally everything I've predicted is happening so far. Those strange lights, I told you what those were. Then I also undid the Supreme Court, and I undid Sistine Chapel number 2, where St. Francis's heart stopped, like I ripped his soul out of his body. Antichrist and Portal of Darkness is what the Sistine Chapel was, okay? Then recently did more, all right? Now, that's how I can tell you that when I take chunks of the sun and shove it in the pyramids that I activated, you're actually seeing that play out in your reality as we speak. So I told you the other day, San Andreas Fault will soon shift, Red Dragon, end times. Then not only did I tell you, I talked about the prophecy of the Red Dragon, what that meant, why I said it. And one of the pyramids is the portal of the Red Dragon, okay? That's the portal of the mind. That's what I did. I undid all of those. I battled the Red Dragon and I won. And so I showed you that workshop, day 5, okay, of activating the pyramids. Yesterday I did a live on Easter Sunday talking about what Easter really was, what the resurrection truly was, and how we are in the end times with that and what really happened. Then I did a live healing. And then today, Pope Francis passed away, which, lo and behold, here we are. Now I'm going to show you something else.
Over 80% of women who tried Black Girl.
Let's go back to my watch later, and I'm going to show you something else, okay? I'm excited because if you're really watching my videos and seeing this stuff, if you aren't overrun by the shadow, it's like really hard to deny the work that I did and that we're truly in the end times, and these are end time prophecies. Massive hole in the sun, be prepared for a blackout 2 days ago. It's coming. The same conditions as when a giant N9 and bigger it happened. And I said the other day, the San Andreas Fault will soon go. It is part of the Red Dragon prophecy and the work that I did in the pyramids and clearing Mount Shasta. Okay? Now, we have lights over British Columbia and 3 life changings. Okay, why is the lights over British Columbia? See the colors here? We're going to go over that in a minute too. And then Pope Francis, I told you when I undid the Sistine Chapel, he was about to die. I said it for 2025 as well, but all of the Vatican is going to go down, not just his death. So I kept saying it a little bit differently. But when I undid the Sistine Chapel Part 2, I told you, I literally walked his soul out of his body. And then it turns out he died on Easter. And I just told you what Easter really was. Can we get any more prophetic, right? Prophecy applied. Prophecy applied. So, day 5 was San Andreas Fault, Red Dragon applied, okay? Prophecy of the Red Dragon. And I took the sun and chunks of the moon and the sun and shoved it into the pyramids of Fiji, Kilimanjaro times 3, and it blew up like California and Mount Shasta and San Andreas Fault. Like boom, 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 and I said that, okay? And then I explained what the Red Dragon was and why I was saying that. When I first activated the pyramids and took us through the steps of the ascension, because those are your portals of ascension, that's what I've done and that's who I am. Day 6 was implementing the Red Dragon. I've already beat the Red Dragon, but you guys have to now too in order to ascend, okay? That's why the Path to Righteousness was all the healing you needed, and that was priceless. It was truly a gift from God. So day 8, which was just the other day, literally yesterday was day 9, so it was Saturday. I took us into the masculine pyramid. So I want you to listen to just a few minutes of this one, and then I'm going to show you what I did yesterday, because in day 9, I was doing something. We went into like this crystal frequency shift, and the three knights came out of the sky, and I didn't understand that right away. You know that prophecy? Yeah, we're going to go over that. So day 8, of octavizing the pyramids, masculine side of things. Listen to this, because not only did I take chunks of the sun, I multiplied it. Through some energy. So, day 8 was just the other day. This is for those that are doing the workshop, get the healings in it. You guys can witness. Let's hear. Some frequency waves from the 7D galaxy, from Pleiades galaxy through the star systems, through the sun and the moon times 3 still, just like yesterday. And we're going to bring that down through the pyramid. Hang on a second, because on day 7, I want to show you this. On day 7, I took us through the 7 sisters. So we walked with the 7 sisters. Day 7 was octavizing the pyramids, 7 sisters, walk Merkaba, upgraded and aligned, okay? So this is big deal. These are 7 waves of energy, and I started taking chunks of the sun times 3. So there's 3 suns, 3 moons. It's amplified times 3 now. So not only am I taking chunks of the sun and shoving it into the pyramids, why can I do that? Watch my work. It's very real. It's not metaphorical. It's very real, and it's actually showing you right in front of your eyes. And then day 7, I said I amplified it times 3. And I brought down, we were walking with the Pleiades sisters, 7 Pleiades sisters, 7 sisters. And then the Merkaba of the earth, I upgraded it and expanded it to the entire size of the earth, okay? Then day 8, which is what you're about to watch, I took us into the masculine side of things. And that's always important when I do that. So let's listen. It's through the angels and into the core of the earth, the crystalline grid, and into the core. And then it's going to fill the trees and photosynthesize the earth. So we are going to atomize the earth a bit more. This is octavizing, helping us to align to that frequency and pushing out what doesn't align. And I get a few images, day 8. So we're going to only listen to like maybe about 6 minutes of this. Let's just listen. Figure 8 life, death, rebirth cycle, and all this bloodshed being like thrown right back at you, you know, like it's gotta go. No more suffrage. But we're separating from that, so it's just like purging some of those frequencies. New Earth will not be like that. No suffering, no lying, no divisions. I remember birthing the New Earth, I had that beautiful song coming through. No more lies, no more illusions, no more confusions, no more divisions and judgment, and no more racial tendencies and slurs, and just such beauty. And these workshops take my energy and my light. When I was first activating the pyramids way back in the beginning of my journey, I was using my Kundalini light to do it. I would literally take my light, take Christ's light, shove it into the pyramids, and my heart became very tired. And I had to do some personal healing as well. So this takes a lot out of me. So over the years, you'll see my physical vessel change. When my DM died, I had to carry his light for a moment. And I literally got to walk in. So I've taken a hit. I can't be perfect, but we're not looking for perfection. It's true healing is true work. I can't just be pretty all the time. So let's just listen. So I'm octavizing, I feel it happening, it's coming through my solar plexus, seeing the energies that do not align, that do not belong, and I even see them like coming out like frequencies through my skin, almost like pulses of energy waves. It's quite interesting. So I'm holding space for that work as you guys have been connected and grounded, and the sun and the moon brought through, but I don't think this is happening to you. And that's okay. It's just not meant to. This is a total different thing. So Earth is combining with 7D, and if you remember to when I processed the Earth's death, it was through my vessel. So I am deeply connected to that. It is our DNA. So it makes sense to me why this is happening on this level at this time. Listen carefully to what I say. We're going to start to bring down the starlight through the sun and the moon and into all pyramids first. So just bringing down the amplified frequencies, new octave waves. And these cosmic rays are quite intense. It's like a very new blue, very different color grid, beautiful vibrant purples and pastels and just lots of different colors, but there's almost like a purple, blue, green hue to them. And these are 7D rays, right? 7D waves of light frequency. And that's a big deal. These are 7D waves of light. Like pastel-y, blue, green hue. And there were these lights over British Columbia, just like yesterday, that were that similar to that. And people did get pictures of them. They were on Facebook. I have it on my phone. Let's see if I can find it. I took a snapshot of somebody posting that yesterday. So hang on just a second. Looking at all my notifications. Okay, so yesterday I took a screenshot of it. There's lights that people got over British Columbia. Can you see that? Let me see if I can pull it up here. Hang on. Give me a second because it's very important to understand what I'm saying. I can pull my phone up on my computer, so I'm going to do that right here. I took a screenshot yesterday of the lights that came down over British Columbia. People got them on camera. And even Landria Anka talks about it. Landria Ank will talk about it. And within those, the colors match what I just said. Now, I do mention British Columbia in this. I take the light through the masculine pyramids. The masculine pyramids are Ecuador, British Columbia, Congo, and Kilimanjaro. Okay, those are the masculine ones. There were a lot of female ones. And then the masculine ones were British Columbia, Congo, Ecuador, and Kilimanjaro. And in a couple of these, I say how I bring down the sun times 3 over Ecuador, and it burns. So I don't know what that means yet. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to show you these pictures that somebody took over British Columbia, okay? My kids and I made homemade pizzas yesterday. Okay, so here they are, and I took a screenshot of it. These are the pictures they took over British Columbia. That kind of looks like an ankh right there. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let's see if I can open it from this one. Stranger Skies on Facebook. So I knew to take a picture of it. I'm like, now I know I brought down those rays. Look at this image, you guys. I'm going to try to open it up and make it bigger because this one kind of looks like an ankh. And down here looks very strange. And it's blues and greens and purples, pastels coming down in British Columbia this weekend. Okay, this week, just like a day or two ago. And when did I do the workshop? Just like a day or two, like a couple days ago, I think. Something like that. So it's like, wow, can we get any more in our faces right now? So I have a few of these open, and I'm not sure why. Okay, because I like to hit a lot of buttons sometimes. I'm like, hurry up. And it's like, I'm hurrying. You just need to be patient. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. All right, let's look at this. So let's see if you can see it. Yes. Yes, you can. This one kind of looks like an ankh, doesn't it? Very strange. Look at this. Like, how can you deny this? This is who I am, okay? And this is the work I've been doing. It's not a maybe. I think it's a very real. And you're gonna hear me talk about this. So I just said in my workshop that I brought down the rays, okay? Blues and greens, some with purples and pinks, pastel-y colors. So everything I say is very important to hear, okay? Everything I say is very important to hear. So I'm going to shrink this and see if it'll stay up. Now this was images in British Columbia. Listen to what I say in here, okay? So we're going to just come back just a minute.
This level.
Listen carefully.
At this time. And we're going to start to bring down the starlight through the sun and the moon and into all pyramids first. So just bringing down the amplified frequencies, new octave waves. And these cosmic rays are quite intense. It's like a very new blue, very different color grid, beautiful vibrant purples and pastels and just lots of different colors. But there's almost like a purple, blue, green hue to them. And these are 7D rays, right? 7D waves of light frequency. And that's a big deal. These are 7D waves of light frequency because they took us into 7D. So they're coming through, and we're bringing that through the sun and the moon. And there's 3 suns and moons amplified, okay? So I'm bringing it through all 3. They're like aligned. So these rays of 7D are coming through the sun and the moon. And I'm just going to bring it down through all the pyramids. Fiji, Indonesia, Myanmar, Machu Picchu, Budapest, Thailand. I always want to say Peru. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Congo, Colombia, Ecuador, Kilimanjaro, and then into the crystalline grid and into the core of the earth.
Keep listening.
With the cosmic 7D rays. It's big. So remember, the Earth's core is expanding, so she's able to hold these now. So we have gone up an octave or 2.
At 19, I mentioned British Columbia specifically, and that's where we'll stop. But until then, there's things you need to hear. So I'm literally doing this work, and the Earth is reflecting it as I'm doing it now. Oh, let's listen.
Or 3. So she's expanding to where she can hold more light of God, more light of the sun, the moon. All the same, by the way. And the Pleiades galaxy frequency too, because she is upgrading to a 7th dimensional planet. And then that starts to trickle through the core of the earth, out through like the fissures on the earth, but especially through the water and the trees, and coming up the trees to be photosynthesized, to almost transmute that energy and apply the DNA frequency to the earth, and going out to the dome. And there is an energetic dome. You need to think of Earth as both round and flat. We need to not eliminate one or the other. There is a gyrosphere, a flat plane. And didn't they say that in the beginning, gyrosphere? Yeah. So there's a flat plane of existence where we all are, right? And if it weren't flat, we would have a hard time. But it's a flat plane of existence with a spherical dome. And that is the planet's energy. It's almost like we're inside of her, okay? And each planet has a round form of existence, all right? So she's neither round nor flat. She's both. We need to not limit that perspective. There should be no divide and no argument over that. It's both. So there is a spherical dome, and it was once part of the matrix structure, but it no longer is. That was actually completed back to light and light protection when my DM passed and I got a walk-in. The dark heart was removed and the heart of pure light, and we were able to fill the dome with Christ light. So it's important to understand, if you didn't do the work, that really did happen. So when I say out to the dome, we're amplifying the Earth's entirety of her frequency.
Keep listening.
So I'm just surrendering for a moment and allowing these vibrations to integrate. It's very important. They're very high intensity. And if I didn't remove all darkness from beginning to this, we wouldn't be here. Because it cannot bounce off darkness in the earth. So I'm seeing that as well. Remember, I removed all darkness in the earth, freed all the souls, released the crystal of the core back to light, just everything. Rebuilt the crystalline grid. It's all light again. Otherwise, it wouldn't work, right? I rebuilt the crystalline grid, brought in the masculine and feminine light. So all the work that I did in preparation for all 5 years brought me into this moment. It's a lot. And I undid in 5 years' time what took them lifetimes to accomplish.
Yep. And you can tell in my vessel. I took a hit ×3.
So we're recalibrating, and I could feel the energy waves pushing out. So we're holding space through that. So breathe through whatever you feel. If it's intense, I feel a little nauseous. There's a lot of releasing going on at the same time.
We're almost there. Then I'm going to take you into day 9, which was the 3 horses. And I didn't know what that meant. Prophecy of the 3 horses.
Divine, the new planet, new earth. Now remember, as I'm doing this, it's leaving the matrix component, the matrix side of things, more dormant. I need you to understand that. You cannot be both. That's not a maybe. We can't be both. It's one side or the other. All the way. I see the tree of life coming into my solar plexus. So it's almost as if the tree of life is now at the center of our crystal pyramid where we sit around. It's now the tree of life. With the flower of life almost like carved in the center. It's just an energetic connection to all things existence.
Keep listening.
So I keep hearing Colombia. Remember, it was Ecuador, Colombia, Congo, and Kilimanjaro. British Columbia. Octavation, octavine. With Fiji again. And Nigeria. So like British Columbia, Nigeria, and Fiji. I will now bring down the stars, the rays of 70 through all layers of the sun and the moon, 3 layers of them each, taking from the core of the sun and the moon energy and bringing it down gently first through the pyramids, through the angels' pure hearts, carrying it down into the crystal grid. And now it's going to come through the tree of life. So we're taking it down to that, to the core. The pyramids that were heightened were the ones that I said. So I'm using British Columbia, Nigeria. There's some Botswana. I don't want to eliminate that. I've heard it twice now. So also Botswana, and then in Fiji. And I'm bringing it down through those pyramids into the core, and we're going to rise it through the tree of life in the center.
So why is Fiji so important? I told you Fiji was the god portal of the gods, and I activated it first back in 2020. I used Fiji, and here again are the colors over British Columbia that they saw 2 days ago, or right after I did that work, seriously. And people are laughing, but it's actually very real. Landria Anka also does a video about it right here, okay? Lights over British Columbia. Let's listen to that really quick, although we don't really need to. But she shows those lights over British Columbia. They are very real. It really did happen. So, very cool. Right after I did it, and I specifically said the colors of the light, and that's what came through. And I also said...
Are you ready for this? I just saw that there are strange anomalies in British Columbia, and that's Canada for those of you who don't know your geography. And I saw the pictures, the videos, if they are true, but let's assume they are. We're going to talk about this because there's something you need to know about that and about the people that are giving their opinions on these things. We're starting to reveal a lot of things because we're going into consciousness, and the whole planet has been built on unconsciousness. A few of us are waking up and realizing there's still a lot of people asleep. Don't expect them to wake up, but when you're awake, what a difference. I'm going to talk about the anomalies and a few other things going on right now that are going to be very clear to you, because there are 3 of the most powerful words that today, if you use, will open up the gateways to all kinds of really cool stuff. It's a top seller. Somebody told me a good sales technique. Low frequency 4, because all of a sudden the gateways open to giving, and the universe, it's time. Somebody said, oh, YouTubers, they can never progress to awakening. I said, what do you do for a living? Boy, that's a pretty big blanket statement, and we're going to talk about that too. Putting people in categories, labels, names, separation. Number 1 reason that we are not progressing like we should and could. It's possible. All things are possible. So those of you entrepreneurial, you want to earn money doing something really amazing for the planet? Let's find out what it is.
So we're going to skip it to the British Columbia.
Oh, she saw a video. She didn't make the video. Second, third hand, 1,000,000th hand view of this thing. And she said, I'm going to remote view it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to get this message. And by the way, I'm not making fun of her. She's a lovely girl. I'm sure she believes everything she says. But again, it's an opinion. So watch that. I told you to watch that. It is not terrestrial, meaning of this planet. Oh, no crap. It's in the sky. It's not a craft. It's a light. So probably not of this planet. It's probably of some kind of other form. All right. Woo! Great job there. All right, let's go to the next section. By the way, I'm having fun, not making fun. I just think this stuff's hysterical. So the second thing she says...
I would be very careful what you throw into this work, because it was very real. I just showed you what I did over British Columbia. I told you the colors that were going to come down. I told you I was taking chunks from the sun times 3 from the center and bringing them down through the pyramids there. British Columbia heightened. Just did that right before these lights came down, and somebody decides to remote view into them. Now, remote viewing is already heightened work because it has to be based through free will. So let's listen. And then Landria Anka needs to tread lightly with that. I don't feel like she's having fun. I do feel like she is poking fun.
It is of an otherworldly, non-human intelligence. Okay. Yeah, makes fun.
We are part of the gods of time. That's the work that I do. I have been bringing through the return of the gods. If you can't see that yet, you're not on the ascension path enough, right? Wake up now. Like, it's all here. And if you found it, there's a reason you're meant to see it. But there's a lot of people who choose to still not see it. So just like she said, is we're not where we should be.
Brilliant deduction. What's it before never really gave us a reason for it. Now, here's what it is. It was the Northern Lights. I'm originally from Michigan. I've seen them before, and they...
Yeah, so that just made me lose a little bit of... yeah, okay. Anyways, so they are not just northern lights. Anyways, but what did northern lights come from? Sun frequencies, right? Sun rays, sun frequencies, sun coming down through the pyramids, but also I said it was 7D cosmic rays, and that person that was remote viewing that she listened to said it was otherworldly. So I would say the person that remote viewed it was much more accurate than Landria Anka is being. Landria Anka sounds like she's coming from 2D. Anyway, so then we had the Pope die on Easter Monday, and I told you about what the real resurrection of the Christ was, what happened to Christ. I told you I undid the Sistine Chapel. Didn't just tell you, you can actually see it on my channel. So now, my friends, I'm going to go into day 9 of Octavine with the 3 horses, because this was yesterday. I did this one on Easter, so we're going to listen to this one now. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My throat feels all tired now. Eternal love, okay? So divine wisdom about being the master of this. Focus on love and light. I'm just getting to the workshop. Yourself. Ready? Do it when you're ready. And just see us sitting around our beautiful crystal setting like before our pyramids. All behind us and the angels and the pyramids. And our beautiful crystal of pyramid form in front of us. We are in the end times. I don't know how much more proof I can get to all the work that I've been doing. It's literally playing out right in front of our face at the same time. I told you days ago the San Andreas of Fault about to shift. It was part of the Red Dragon prophecy. The Red Dragon came in portal number 6, dealing with the pyramids. And I probably mentioned what that portal was in that video. I don't remember. All the stuff's on my channel for you to see. I've been showing you the proof. I don't just talk about it. That's what makes me different than the rest. I show you the work that led us there. I show you what the pyramid activations are and how I do it. I take the light. I take my light. I take the light from the sun and the moon and I shove it into the pyramids. And not only that, I say it's going to be all these cosmic rays with it. Reds and yellows and blues and greens and pastel-y colors that I was taking from 7D Pleiades, taking it through the sun and the moon and shoving it into British Columbia. And then we actually had those rays show up for people to catch on camera. And somebody decided to remote view it and heard that it was it was not of this plane of existence. That is real, okay? I wouldn't listen to what Landria Anka is saying because it rubbed me the wrong way. So be very careful with that. But the person that remote viewed it is much more accurate. Now, yes, that was day 8. Day 9 was yesterday on Easter after I talked about what Easter really is, the resurrection and what it really was. They did do a resurrection that day, but they stole the soul of Jesus. I also talked about what I did in the Sistine Chapels. Those are on my channel, Undoing the Sistine Chapel. And then Pope St. Francis died on Easter Monday. So now it leads us to what I did in Octavine the Pyramids on day 9. It was 3 nights, 3 horses, 3 knights came out of the sky. And listen to what God says in here, okay? Prophecy, 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 just unfolding right in front of your eyes. And us surrounding that crystal pyramid. I had to look it up. And then a lot of crystal energy surrounding us. It's like a bubble of crystal energy. And this is ancient crystals, like from Atlantis. Ancient wisdom. Excuse me. I burped to release. Almost like a reckoning of ancient wisdom. Listen to this carefully. Day of reckoning of ancient wisdom. My dragon is coming in, the white dragon, the one I drew, Algonquin. So I drew the white dragon, Day of Reckoning, about a month prior to the red dragon being brought through and me doing the work and the San Andreas Fault shifting 3 times. So I drew the white dragon not knowing why I was drawing it. That's a lot of the paintings that I do come through that way. And then all of a sudden the work occurs, okay? It's a big deal, and I didn't understand what that meant until I even looked up the prophecy of the red dragon, because I kept saying red dragon applied, this is the red dragon. And I defeated the red dragon, and I also defeated the deep blue sea, which I think is another prophecy fulfilled. But anyways, let's listen to this.
Ancient wisdom applied. You guys, we have Incas and Mayans coming in.
I'm releasing. So I'm channeling this, so listen very carefully. Everything I say matters. You can't skip and pick and choose. You miss important things. And if you judge the work, it leaves you blind, because it's very real. That's why I said about Landrianca, you don't want to judge this work.
Releasing some energies as we're coming into this space today. Ancient wisdom and day of reckoning, that's what I keep hearing. Big changes are on their way. The way we feel ready is letting go of any control and not picking up fear. Uruguay. So Uruguay came in. I don't think I activated a pyramid there, but in the beginning of my journey, I had to bring light into Uruguay and help clear out dense energies there. So I don't know why I'm hearing Uruguay. Very interesting. Day of reckoning applied.
This one was done yesterday on Easter.
Push past judgments.
Remember all the days I'm taking sun and shoving it through the pyramids. Except for this one so far. I don't know if I do, actually. Let's listen.
You guys, we're being surrounded by gods. So lions are coming in and standing behind us. Surrounded by the lions. Me and my DM both together. Staff of the sun. And source of the moon. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. What you put into this journey, you will get back times 10.
I kept saying what you put into this journey, you will get back times 10. So those that actually rose with me and kept going and fighting the battle, get that light back, right? And those that came in and actually attacked me, I don't think it's limited. You get back what you gave into this times 10.
So don't worry. It'll be okay.
Listen carefully. I'm channeling
I'm
this.
seeing the energy of Sekhmet and Horus. My DM and I through Sekhmet and Horus.
help it. I feel this a lot.
Ancient wisdom applied.
I'm proud.
A day of reckoning is now on the rise. So in the beginning I talked about the crystals, and our Pleiadian beings of light have come in as well, but they have not stepped up to us yet. I talked about ancient wisdom, crystal pyramid, like Atlantis energy, beginning of time, the crystals, ancient wisdom.
Told you yesterday, I also
Seeing
know
it rise up from the earth
where the Garden of Eden is,
through the crystalline grid,
but it's in my book that I'm writing right now about the return.
and rising up like knowledge bubbles from truth we can no longer hide. So as I'm doing this chanting, I feel like all the gods are carrying that vibration across the earth. Ancient wisdom is rising through the souls of all mankind.
That's connected. Feel it. I can't help it. I channel this. I'm like somewhere else.
Day of reckoning.
Keep listening. It's all very important.
All right.
It'll be all right. No matter how dark it gets.
Make way for a blackened sky.
Just keep listening. It just blew my mind.
But no matter how dark it looks or seems to be, know that God is on your side. What is this about knights or horses? Horses? You guys, why am I getting the image of three horses? Three horses riding through the sky. What is that? I see three like drawn horses.
I had to look it up.
With gods on their backs. Flying, like rising through the sky. Three drawn horses with gods on their backs. Riding and rising through the sky.
They were large. I could see them in my eye.
Three drawn horses, the knights of honor are on the rise. I don't know the meaning, but it's biblical. Three drawn knights of horses rising now through the sky. A day of reckoning applied now. Don't worry about the darkened sky. I'm going to start bringing down now the light of the sun and the moon and this ancient wisdom of the crystals beneath us. Ancient wisdom applied. This is a big deal. Day of reckoning on the rise. Ancient wisdom of crystals activation are crystals of Atlantis that I will now bring through the pyramid with the sun and the moon, the sun and the moon. And we will all just receive this vibration, day of reckoning. Hide and don't be afraid of the darkened skies.
I see it turn black.
Drawn horses of nights are amongst us at this time, and I don't know what that means. The 3 drawn horses of nights are amongst us.
I looked it up in the end.
At this time, it's like knights, right? Knights surrendering. Who Day of Reckoning applied is what I keep hearing with that.
And you have to
So
push
bring
past
down
resistance.
the crystal knowledge, the crystal frequencies that's rising. It's rising through us, and that's just a calming space of being, but also like a day of reckoning, like letting go what no longer is. Knowledge and wisdom applied. Remember, I told you we're connected to the crystals. So this healing is about connecting to these crystals. So the vibration of these crystals is rising through the earth and through you. And this time you're carrying it through your heart into the pyramids too, just like the angels. So you've done enough healing up until now to carry this light and this vibration through into the pyramids. It goes through you. So I see it rising through your vessel, coming out the heart, coming out of your crown, and going up through with the sun and the moon and into the pyramids, and it's going to continue circling. So it's like this vibration circling through you, the earth.
Those that are in the workshop.
They're calling it a day of reckoning, but it's like hidden knowledge rising in 3 nights. 3 horse-drawn knights. I don't know what that is. I see 3 large, massive. They almost look like they have that silver armor on them. You know
Like
what I mean?
knights.
Like knights. It's weird. I don't know what all this is, but I feel like it's biblical.
End times prophecy applied.
Day of reckoning is what it's about. Excuse me. So I'm drawing up this crystal frequency through your beings and mine and through the earth and into the skyline and going down with the sun and the moon. You're sending it through your heart, through the pyramids and all the angels too, and into the core and back up through the trees and into the rivers and the seas and into the dome above you. It's a circle of life, a circle of light, a circle of frequency of hidden knowledge, and a day of reckoning applied. But no matter the temperature around you or the darkened sky, just know that we are safe. God is always on our side.
I didn't realize I gave the
And
details in
whatever
there.
you put into this journey, you get back.
Whatever.
Tenfold.
Good or not. Love or not, you get back tenfold.
As long as you stay in the light, remember that. Can't take it into the shadow. Stay in the light. So I see it as like these, I wish I could show you what I see. It's like these light beams and these circles of light going through us, through our heart, out the top. And it's like this light energy circling through us, through these crystals of Atlantis, ancient time, ancient wisdom, this vibration of an ancient wisdom activation. Day of reckoning applied. I don't know what all that means. And the 3 drawn knights in the sky. That's also very relevant. And it's going up and then back down through the pyramids and circling all around and into the core of the earth and then back up again into the dome, through the trees and the breeze and the seas. So if you've never felt so connected to the earth, well, you are right now. It's going through your hearts today. So congratulations. You're able to carry more of that light today. And you are actively drawing it through with the angels through the heart space. To say again, no matter how dark the sky seems, know that light is on your side.
And everything anybody put into this journey, they get back multiplied times 3, no matter what it was they put in.
I see the Incas and Mayans roaming the earth.
Remember, I birthed them too, like a year ago. Rebirthed them. Brought them back through.
Trees are helping to carry this, photosynthesizing to all of mankind through you. You're carrying that frequency. You're helping carrying that frequency for all of mankind. To integrate.
Now I realized I said no matter the temperature around you and no matter how dark the sky, to remember that God is with you, to remember that there is light. I said that many times, but I'm hearing and echoing through no matter the temperature around you. Because my son always says, if there's no sun, Mom, we get really cold. And I'm like, I don't know what all this means. I just tell you what I do. I've spoke of the 3 days of darkness multiple times. And what does that mean? In the beginning of the octavine, day 1, I undid electric. I think it was. Day 2 was time, or mix those up. I don't know. It's on here. I've talked about it. And then through like Detroit, Michigan or something. And then day 3 I brought back water and freed water. So day 3 I brought back the river of Atlantis. So here we are on day 9. 3, 6, 9. Day 9 I octavine the pyramids. I Day of Reckoning applied and the 3 nights.
Helping to atomize, helping to awaken the light. The light. Is applied, and then I see those 3 horses with huge masculine gods or whatever they are on their backs, but they look like they're in the old armor, right? The knights of armor.
Channel this through, so I didn't pay attention to everything I said.
So you're going to keep carrying the circular vibration through of the hidden knowledge of crystal clear activations.
So remember I said in there, no matter how dark the skies get, remember God is on our side. Remember the light. No matter how dark, no matter how cold the temperature, no matter how the temperature is around you, no matter what the temperature is around you, I think I said, know that God is with us. Now, then I kept saying 3 nights in the sky, 3 nights in the sky. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I had to look it up afterwards, which I did, and I took a screenshot. So the phrase 3 nights in the sky prophecy most commonly refers to the 3 days of darkness, a prophecy foretelling a period of intense darkness and pestilence. When I talked about the prophecy of the red dragon, that guy actually said the last time we had defeated the red dragon or whatever, I guarantee you all of the work wasn't complete, but we had a whole year of darkness, supposedly. So, and then I also talked about the earthquake, boom, boom, San Andreas Fault going boom. And I also foretold it in my painting of the Nile, and I also foretold it when I undid Mount Shasta. Then, not to mention, we had 2 people saying massive hole in the sun, which I told you I took big chunks of the sun out and threw them in the pyramids. Like, the prophecies are all there, my friends, right in front of your eyes. It's really hard to deny these, right? Really hard to deny these prophecies. I don't know. It blows my mind, the work that I do. And I also loved how I said that whatever you put into this journey, you get back times 10. That was either the attacks on me or sending love and doing the work and helping, clearing what you needed to clear, right? So whatever you put into this journey, you get back times 10 because it's karmic return. Okay? So we reap what we sow, and that is the end times. So much love, my friends. Remember, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how cold it gets, God is on our side. And that could be physically. It's in all ways. Physical, metaphorical, emotional. No matter how dark it gets or how cold it seems or whatever, God is on our side. But physical, the nights represent the 3 days of darkness. And I kept saying the sky turns black. The sky turns dark. The sky turns black. And then the nights appeared. So how many prophecies have I shown you that I've done and spoke of in these last few days? Yesterday, I literally talked about the truth about resurrection of Easter, what it truly meant, why they did that, what they did with the Holy Grail, and then Pope died. And I also ended the Sistine Chapel twice in this year. And then Pope died on Easter. I don't know how many more prophecies you can get to say, yes, I'm real, and I know what I'm talking about, but I'm also doing the work. And the lights, the skies keep reflecting the work that I tell you is coming and that I'm doing. It's amazing to those who see through a lens of love. See you next time. No fear. Surrender fear. Fear is not of God.